Let's talk about Leonardo in my Ninja Turtles universe. Leonardo is the reincarnation of Hamato Yoshi's eldest son, Hamato Ryu. Ryu literally meaning dragon. He was named by his aunt and his uncle, Kitsune and the Shredder, in his previous life. Before Orokusaki made his explicitly evil turn into becoming the Shredder, for a while he was the one in charge of training Leonardo. Shredder and Ryu really genuinely loved and cared for one another, and so when the Shredder declared the entire Hamato clan traitors and they ran for their lives, Ryu just couldn't believe it. He didn't believe that his uncle was actually evil. He more so thought that his parents just misunderstood the whole thing. And so after his whole family had settled somewhere new, he's the one who sent a letter to his uncle, the Shredder, telling him where they were. And then, of course, the Shredder tracked them down and killed all of them. He would have loved to keep his nephew alive, but the Shredder believed that after killing all of his brothers and his mother and his father, this motherfucker would want revenge. He was, of course, right, and so he cut Leo's head off. 400 years later, Ryu was reincarnated as Leonardo. He and the rest of his brothers were named by April O'Neil, the scientist in charge of their study, and they would all become doused in mutagen and eventually mutate into humanoid turtle people. They would be raised by the reincarnation of their father, Hamato Yoshi, a rat by the name of Splinter, and very slowly their memories start bleeding back. At first, Splinter tries to teach them ninjutsu again, and they are all insanely apt at it. They catch on instantly, and that's when Splinter knows for a fact his sons are in there somewhere. Leo is the second one of the brothers to begin regaining memories from his past life, and unfortunately, this happens while they have a tentative alliance with the Foot Clan to fight against General Krang, and the memories that start bleeding back are the ones of him having a positive relationship with his uncle, the Shredder. And when that starts happening, this is when the Shredder realizes what is happening and begins manipulating this man, turning him in to Dark Leonardo. Shredder turns Leonardo against his brothers and gets him to join the Foot Clan. Throughout the second half of the third season, Leonardo is working for the Foot Clan and not fighting against his brothers because, again, tentative alliance against Krang, but definitely being antagonistic towards them. And during the season 3 finale, after the Turtles and the Foot joined together defeat the Utrom and General Krang, this is when the Shredder makes his move. And immediately after defeating the Utrom, he has the Foot attack the Turtles, weakened from their fight with the Utrom. And so while the Foot Clan is leaping on his weakened brothers, Leonardo is attacked by Raphael. Raphael is yelling at his brother, showing him, like, I fucking told you so, you can't trust the Shredder, I knew he was going to do this, you're naive for trusting him, and Raphael is gonna have to be the one to knock some sense back into his brother. And while they're fighting, that is when the last couple memories of the Shredder killing him in their past life come back to Leonardo, and Leo realizes what an absolute right prick he's been being this entire season, and he goes back to his brothers. But even then, the actual trigger for that, while getting the shit kicked out of him by Raphael, is he witnesses Bebop and Rocksteady murder Donatello. And I'm not saying that in some fanciful way where I mean Donatello was badly beaten and has to go to the hospital. I mean straight the fuck up, Bebop and Rocksteady kill Donatello. That is the very last straw for Dark Edgelord Leo, and he fully sides back with his brothers. That reignites the passion to stop Shredder, and the conflict rivalry is reborn and stronger than it's ever been before. Then through the rest of the seasons, we're going to get a Leo who is actively trying to make up for the sins of his past, especially when he realizes that the death of his family in the first place was his fault. You know how I've been saying that Karai is going to kind of act like Azula? Well, motherfuckers, there's your Zuko. And that is Leonardo in my Ninja Turtles universe.